Today on Cryptic Mass Guitar, we take a look at the Maestro Fuzz Tone Fuzz Pedal. Alright, so now that we've heard like a main sound sample that has a lead to it, I kind of have to do this to appease probably two people on the internet here. We're gonna make sure that we don't get the comment of, "It is 2024, you did not give your clean signal before the pedal." So here's that. Now, this pedal also has two different settings, classic and modern. Generally, to me, classic usually has that more reserved, less high-end, less, saturation, and the modern has the more top-end to it and a little more saturation. It's a little different on this pedal, or I'm just crazy. Well, here's classic. And here's modern. Food for thought. Both of those were in the apart from level. Both of those were just sitting at noon, just to give a reference. So I do pedal videos a little different. Not like everyone else. Just so you know, everyone else's video is going to be a lot more informative to you, probably better produced. And the colors in this one, I'm partially colorblind, probably going to be off a little. But what I like to do is actually just listen to different settings on the pedal so you can kind of get a general idea of what you're going to be able to get with the pedal. But I also kind of want to bring the attention to the, like, this looks like it's a shoebox, you know what I mean? Like, they did pretty good here on the packaging. It's got a sticker in there, and it's got the little user manual that I didn't read. You can leave that in the comments as well. But yeah, I think Gibson is doing a pretty neat job on their packaging, almost like Apple. It's a nerdy thing. But let's go ahead and hear four more sound samples. The first two are going to be modern, and then the last two are going to be classic. Pretty neat how this thing lights up when it's on, eh? I am going to do one more sound sample because typically about a year after I do these type of videos, you get the same type of question, and I'd like to, you know, not get that question and help people out. So at the end of the video, there's going to be one more sound sample. I'll explain it. But yeah, I think this is a pretty cool pedal. I'm not going to go over technical spec. I don't care. I just want, basically when I want to listen to a fuzz pedal or buy a fuzz pedal, I want to usually know, like, does it sound like a fuzz pedal? Does it sound a little different than the other fuzz pedals? Cool. Am I going to like it? Cool. That's why I'm horrible at pedal videos. But yeah, I think this is really good. One thing I do have to note, the classic setting. I do find myself not wanting to bring the tone anywhere over noon. I think, to be honest, having it set to about like 9 o'clock is probably perfect. And then as well, the attack, which would be like, you know, the gain or saturation or what have you, the fuzz. On the classic setting, I tend to like that a little dialed back as well, maybe about 10 o'clock. It just seems like it gives a really good sound that way. It's a little more reserved maybe, but when you're bringing it over noon, it kind of does this thing, especially if you have like the tone up a little more, where you lose a lot of the low end, and there's a little bit too much focus on the high end. That's, again, that's most fuzz pedals though, right? And then when it comes to the modern, that's where I kind of like having that tone around noon, all the way up to maybe about 2 o'clock. And then the attack, or the fuzz itself, that is going to be where I'm, you know, gonna increase it. I'd say between noon and 2 o'clock as well. That way it's not too much of the fuzz, and you get like a really good sound out of it. This thing is also built like a tank. It's really, really nice. There's some nice weight to it. Very well constructed. 9-volt DC for the power, and that's about as technical as I'm gonna get here. It's very, very heavy, very well made, nice metal. It's got the weird, you know, stuff on the front. Looks like an old school pedal. But let's get to the end of the video, and I'm gonna do that, like I said, last sound sample. So basically what ends up happening on fuzz pedals generally, about a year later after I've made it, or, you know, 2 years later, or somewhere down the line where I completely forget that I even made the video in the first place, someone will ask the question of, hey, if you dial back on your guitar volume and have like a nice fuzz tone, does it clean up completely, or does it give you that nice little edge of breakup tone? And then can you roll that volume all the way up to stun and get, like, you know, a nice tone out of it? So you be the judge. My personal thoughts on it, it gives you that really nice edge of breakup, like a little bit dirty tone, but it's still somewhat clean. It's in the middle, but in the middle there. And then when you bring that all the way up on the volume of the guitar, that's when you're going to start to get whatever setting you've got on here. Now I'll keep that in the classic setting, and let's go ahead and take a listen, and I say good day.